side of Blumenfield in the Soto district of Seattle. Today, a good one in the NFC West. It's the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Mike Tirico, alongside Greg Olson and Jason Myers, has us set to get started. And we are underway in the Pacific Northwest. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The 49ers come out, and Brock Purdy leads them out. Greg, it's really one of the best stories in NFL history when you think about it. From last pick in the draft to taking the 49ers to the Super Bowl, now to a lucrative contract for the fourth-year man out of Iowa State.
Mr. Irrelevant. Well, I think it's safe to say, Mike, he has been anything but irrelevant since arriving in the NFL, and he is living proof. It doesn't matter if you're drafted first overall, or in his case, with the very last pick. What does matter is what you do with the opportunity once it's given to you. Nothing real flashy about his game. He simply gets the job done, and that's exactly what his team is counting on him today over these next 60 minutes. I think this is something that we can expect the rest of the day here, Mike, in the passing game. They love getting the running back involved early, and I think until the defense shows they got a plan to take him away, expect them to continue to find ways to get him involved in the passing game.
His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 14 on the pickup. First down, 49ers.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
Purdy using the pop pass. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
That's complete to Pearsall. They get 15 on that game. It's good for a Niners first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Up the middle, here's McCaffrey. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
On second down, Purdy. That's going to be incomplete. Humphrey, very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And that is incomplete.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
On fourth down, the Niners send out the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt. Back deep for Seattle, Torrey Horton. Oh, that is terrific. Out of bounds, inside the 5-yard line. Seahawks come out, and they are led by a new quarterback, Sam Darnold. From USC, he's bounced around for his first 7 seasons. This is 5th different franchise as he starts year 8 in the NFL, and Greg, it's year 1 with the Seahawks.
The coaches spend all week, Mike, drafting up their opening script. These are the plays that they feel the best with to not only attack the defense early, but try to get an idea of what sort of matchups they're going to see throughout the course of the game. Now, all of that is thrown out the window. None of the plays take into account snapping it this close to your own goal line. They've got to try to get themselves some breathing room, pick up a first down or 2. That will allow them to get back on track, executing the rest of that opening script.
Second down, they need 7. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He'll step up and run.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
Off the bootleg, here's Darnold. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He'll rotate Cup, and they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and it sets up third down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
Throwing on third down is Darnold. It's complete. He's got Cup. And he'll be out of bounds up at the 30-yard line. They get 12 yards on that pass. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on third down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end, and they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
First carry now for Kenneth Walker. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. What will the second quarter have in store? Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Seahawks football beginning this second quarter. They've got it looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Throw right side, hauled in by Cup. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Darnold. Complete to the former Buckeye, Jackson Smith-Njigba. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up 1st down and goal.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
They'll run here, and it's Charbonnet. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. And that is hot in the end zone. He's in. Jackson Smith-Njigba. Touchdown, Seattle. Jason Myers on to attempt the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Seahawks will take a 7-0 lead. After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. He fields it at the 8. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Niners offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a 1st down. Here's Purdy. They'll try to set up the screen to McCaffrey. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. Shotgun snap to Purdy. He'll find his open man. That's Brandon Ayuk.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Throw, left side, complete to Pearsall. Give him 14 on that one. 1st down, 49ers.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
He's got space inside the 25. Waterani brings it to the red zone, taken down inside the 20-yard line. They get an even 20 on that one. It's good for a Niners first down.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain. First half in a 7-0 game. We're back to Seattle after this. Purdy now on second down. And this ball's going to be incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the intended receiver there. And third down coming up.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That is caught back corner of the end zone. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown, 49ers.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Extra point up and good from Moody. And the 49ers will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Here's Steven Sims to return it. Boom! He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Jackson Smith and Jigba ready to get back to work. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Nick Martin is there to bring him down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Darnold to throw. He's going to keep it himself. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Darnold. That's complete. It's JSN.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
It is 2nd and 6. Throwing. Darnold. That's caught. It's Kenneth Walker. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's out of bounds, down inside the 35. That pass play good for 22. First down, Seattle.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Darnold to throw again. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Timeout Seahawks. That is their second, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Darnold to the air once more. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Now Seattle will use the final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down. So, halftime here out west. Let's send it east to Scott Hansen. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight, competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you, my friend. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of this second half. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. On the return, here's Sim. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Seahawks offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Off the play fake, it's Darnold. Now, he'll air one out. That is caught. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line. A big play for Seattle to gain a 43 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 11. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
On 1st and 10, here's Darnold. Forced out left. He runs with it. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Sam Darnold, touchdown Seahawks. That is second touchdown of the afternoon.
It just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. Myers, good on the extra point. And the Seahawks will move out to a 14-7 lead. Scott, thank you. This one still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand as our second half is about to get underway. After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Brandon Ayuk heading back onto the field with his 49er teammates. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. Going for it all. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Darnold. That one on target to Cup. He's to the 15. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. A big play to kick off this drive. It covers 51 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his second incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. They'll try and throw. Here's Darnold. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
On 4th down, the veteran Jason Myers for the Seattle field goal. This about as short as you can get. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7. All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. So Myers back out there at the field goal a moment ago. Now set to kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here's the San Francisco offense ready to take possession of the ball once more. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey to start this drive. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. So, from the 37, here's 2nd down and 3. From the gun, it's Purdy. He'll locate his tight end, George Kittle. Still on his feet. And he will go all the way. George Kittle. Touchdown, San Francisco. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
On is Moody to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the 49ers are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. All right, Scott, thank you very much. We'll see if adjustments at halftime change the course of this one. Likely to play a big role in who's going to walk away with a W. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. He'll start at the 4. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Seahawks offense and Sam Darnold heading back on the field. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. In motion is Barner. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll go play action with Darnold. A throw on the move is caught. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. A pickup of 21 on that connection. 1st down, Seattle.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, here's Darnold. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That ball incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So Myers back out there at the field goal a moment ago. Now set to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Niners offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Throw on the run is complete. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. You know, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Throwing on 2nd down is Purdy. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Purdy. He'll look underneath here for McCaffrey. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem. And that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Seahawks offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. He'll step up and run this. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 6. Handoff, running left, it is Walker. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. A big one there on 3rd down, good for 26 yards.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on 3rd down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact, incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
It's complete. He's got Pop. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Here's Darnold again. Flushed to his left. He's going to tuck it and go. Timeout 49ers. That is their second. And they'll get together prior to this second down play.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Second and inches. Throwing, Darnold. Got his man at the 6. And he'll take this down to the 2-yard line, but they are in business. First and goal coming up. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Backed up to the 3. It's second and goal. Darnold. To the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the one he was looking for. Now they'll be looking at third and goal.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. Stoppage here, one of the 49ers is down. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. So the pressure's on. Here's the veteran, Jason Myers. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This will be returned from the 6. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The 49ers offense ready to get back to work. They'll start out First down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. That's taken in by Jennings.
Certainly not how they drew it up for his first catch of the game, but he's on the board, and I think the hope is continue to go his way, and next time, let's try to pick up some yards.
Here comes second down. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. Open man downfield is Kittle. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
So the athleticism of this tight end is pretty well documented, Mike. I mean, he can pick up yards after the catch. It's just such a rare trait for tight ends. So it's the size, it's the speed, it's the matchup problem. I mean, we got a glimpse of all of it right here.
And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. For the 12th man, a factor here, as it's a win for the Seahawks. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football here. They send their fans home quite happy. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Seahawks. As we say, so long from Seattle.